I hope I'm hungry. After reviewing all of Costco's prepared foods, y'all wanted to see Sam's, so this is that. I guess I just don't go to Sam's as much as I go to Costco, so I didn't realize they had such a prepared food section. Right off the bat, their prices, I can tell from the get-go, are better than Costco's. Let's see if the quality's the same, and the variety though was a little bit more, I must say. Chicken Alfredo is right around $14. Now, what I did notice that I have never seen before is a QR code to scan for the cooking directions. Remove the plastic lid and cover, and then bake at 375 for 40 to 50 minutes. Let stand for 5 minutes before serving. The ease, you can't beat the ease of these meals. Make sure it's hot all the way through. Don't know about the parsley that's on top. I feel like that is dried parsley. Definitely cheesy. Pretty good. I can't tell if that's like freshly grilled chicken or like a store-bought pre-grilled chicken. It's buttery, it's creamy, it's very simple. Something about this just doesn't taste quite homemade. Tastes more like something you would get from the freezer section. I'm not planning for this whole review to be a comparison against Costco, but I feel like that gives you kind of a landmark. I feel like the Costco one tasted like homemade. I feel like this tastes like what you would expect from a store-bought pre-made Alfredo. 6.5. The mac and cheese is very affordable. This whole pan is $8.07. They had them different just based on the weight, but overall definitely like less expensive than the Costco one. Cover and bake, $3.75. I have high expectations of this one because they use the good noodle, the cavatappi. I feel like you would probably want to uncover and go back in for a couple minutes. That's just a personal preference to get that cheese kind of crusty. Come on, don't let me down, don't let me down. If I like this, I'm all about taking it out of this dish, putting it in your own dish, and bringing it to Thanksgiving. Nobody has to know. It's just like a classic cheese sauce, super cheesy. I'd venture to say the same people that make this make the one at Costco. I'm not mad at this at all. I would and I will for sure buy this again, and I might take credit for it. 9.5 out of 10. What I noticed at Sam's was they had several options of similar dishes, but just different flavor profiles. For example, when it came to chicken enchiladas, there were two different varieties. We have the traditional one with the red sauce, but then there was also a Hatch chili chicken, like a creamy sauce, and that just looks so good. So I got both. Less than $11 for these enchiladas. They're definitely hearty, 6 hearty size ones. I think this would feed my family. $3.50, 40 to 45 minutes. This one we're gonna bake covered for 30 minutes, then uncover it and bake it for another 10 to 15 minutes. This looks delicious. This honestly looks like when I make enchilada casserole. Flour tortillas, so they're very soft. Chicken is quite shredded inside. Sauce is really good. This is exactly what you would expect in a non-traditional but delicious chicken enchilada. The flour tortillas do get like a little bit gummy and soft in there, but for whatever reason I don't mind it because I just kind of expect it in a dish like this. I give this 8 out of 10. Same flour tortillas. I can tell that's still a little bit on the thick side. These smell really good. This has Hatch chili. That's good. The regular enchiladas I would just buy for a quick and easy dinner. This one I would buy and feel just fine serving it to company or bringing it to someone's house who might need a good meal. This one's a solid 9. Cold foods, lots of cold options, lots of salads, sandwiches. These to me are great for packing lunches, for taking to picnics, you know, or just for meal prep. So I'm gonna start with the Mediterranean pasta salad. $9 for this big container. Doesn't look like there's any meat. I think you could turn this into a meal by adding one of their rotisserie chickens. You know, everything at Sam's is like 1 penny less than Costco on things like that. Theirs is $4.98 versus $4.99. Has an interesting shaped pasta, which I like, curly to absorb all the dressing, and it has kale, and the kale looks nice and like tender. Feta cheese, love that, Parmesan. That's delightful. The vinaigrette is nice and tangy. There's a lot of flavor. I don't feel like I need to add any salt or pepper or anything like that. Pasta's cooked perfectly. 9 out of 10. Broccoli salad. This is a classic, like, Southern style picnic side dish. I don't know if this is seasonal or year round. At just under $10 right off the bat, this one feels a little bit pricier for the amount you get because it doesn't feel like as much. Looks like there's plenty of dressing for this amount. So right off the bat, I'm feeling like you could probably add more broccoli and stretch this out a little bit. Although some pieces are dry. Let's give it a toss. The broccoli pieces are a little big. I kind of feel like I want to chop them up more. So I think for like a side dish, you gotta have like smaller pieces of broccoli, or else you can't get everything in one bite. This does have raisins and bacon. I often have it with dried cranberries instead of the raisins, which I typically find is a little more crowd pleasing. Okay, a little taste test. Nothing wrong with it. Tastes like grandma's broccoli salad. There's nothing not to like here. I would buy this. I would serve it. A little bit pricier. 8 out of 10. 2 sandwich options. I love this, especially if you're having a party, but also as like, I don't feel like packing lunches, and if your kids will eat something like this, just makes your life easier. Starting out with the buffalo chicken pinwheels. This looks like something my kids would eat for just over $8. You cannot buy all the ingredients to make this. Get you. That's got a kick. I love a kick, so for me, I love this. I take it back. I don't think my kids can handle this. It's quite spicy. But when you get something buffalo chicken, you're kind of expecting the spice. It's delicious. I don't know about the romaine lettuce because it gets a little bit soggy. So I don't think this one has quite a long enough shelf life, but the flavor is delicious. 8.5 out of 10. Would buy. Now for the next sandwich. This is a chicken pesto panini with pesto ranch dipping sauce. This looks hearty. It's got 4 quarters of a sandwich, but I feel like 1 would be enough, 1 per person. So this I think would serve 4 people for under $13. So $3 to $4 a person. Doesn't sound bad. Now, when I hear the word panini, I think hot. So this is a cold sandwich. However, I feel like maybe we should heat it up. Oh, and it calls for that air fryer, 350, 8 to 10 minutes, flip it halfway through. I could fit them all in my air fryer at home, but here I think I can only put 2 in this one. This is a good, like, if you only have 1 or 2 people living in your house, you just want an easy dinner, this is like 2 complete dinners. Let's see what happens. I probably would have upped the temperature and gotten them a little crispier. Plated up with the pesto ranch that's on the side. Little bite. That's also delicious. I feel like everything is so well seasoned. I don't feel like I need to add anything. The only thing I would do here is up your air fryer and your cooking time so that this gets crispy. The best part about a panini is the crispy outside and that gooey, hot, delicious inside. So we gotta fix that, but this is a good one. 9 out of 10. All right, I love when you can find just a really good side dish that you don't have, like when you're, let's say, throwing steaks on the grill, but you want that to be your main thing. You don't want to really have to worry about anything else. This one's gonna come in handy. Twice baked potatoes. And great price point. $7.58 for 4 hearty size twice baked potatoes. And it comes with bacon and sour cream. Topped with cheese and chives. I'm trying to determine if these chives are dried or were they fresh when they went on. $3.50 for 50 to 55 minutes. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Wish we had a steak. The twice baked potatoes. I wanted these to look better. Now that I see them cooked, I'm pretty sure those are dried chives. I just wanted them to hold their shape a little more. So I'm thinking they might have put too much like sour cream or cream in the middle. Yikes. It's like, where did the peel go? Presentation is just gonna have to lose some points. Remember, I really like the price and I really like the idea and I really like the fact that you know how to buy your own sour cream afterwards. They're simple. They're fine. They need a little more like flavoring. Like put some of that cheese on the inside. Put a little more salt. Don't love those chives. I mean, you can't, like, nobody's not gonna like potatoes, butter, and cheese, okay? So it's not like it's terrible. But with a little zhuzhing, you could get this to a 7.5. I'd buy it in a pinch. Sam's has a sushi chef in the middle of the store that is like an outside contractor. So I got a couple samples of what they had there. 15 bucks. This one has a combo of tiger rolls, Walton, California Crunch, and Dragon. So fresh and so delicious. These are all crab, but they have the raw ones too, with the raw tuna and the raw salmon. It's just the freshest, like, tasting sushi. Best value in town. 10 out of 10. They also have poke bowls. My daughter loves to go to the poke place, and they are expensive. This is less than 10 bucks. This bowl may not look huge, but it's hearty, hefty in weight. Avocado crunch. It's got the seaweed salad, the shrimp, some crab, the rice, and the sauce. Hint of sweetness. If you'd like to take your lunch to work, or if you go out for lunch when you're at work, this is probably a little more budget friendly. Not sure why it is coloring my rice. That kind of sketched me out a little bit. And I love the seaweed salad. That one just didn't taste 100% fresh. But everything else is perfect. 7.5, 8 out of 10, somewhere in there. 2 takeout dinners I noticed. I'll be curious to see how many these feed. General Tso's chicken with rice and beef and broccoli with rice. Each one's right around 16 bucks. So hopefully about $4 a person, cheaper than going out to eat. Start with the General Tso's. Okay, it says air fryer 350. I know that that's not gonna be high enough. The chicken is cooked. We're just looking to get it crispy and heated through. So I'm gonna go 390. 390 is a popular air fryer temperature, believe it or not. A very effective way to heat up leftover or cold rice is the microwave, so I actually prefer that. Put a couple ice cubes down on there. And just microwave that for a couple minutes. Crisped up a little bit on the outside. Now we're gonna toss it with the sauce. Sauce that it comes with. Looks like the takeout dish. I feel like I wish I had like a little bit more sauce. That looks like white meat chicken. I thought it was gonna be chicken thighs. I like this. The sauce is sweet. You get a little kick in the back. What I like about this versus sometimes when I get takeout is that it's like super greasy. This doesn't taste really greasy, even though I know it was fried. I do wish this was a complete meal. Like, I wish there was a green side to this, but altogether it makes a great bite. 8 out of 10. Would buy again. All right, the beef and broccoli with rice is a little different in our cooking method. This one could be done in the microwave, but it also suggests a skillet, and I think the results will be better that way, so that's what I'm gonna do. Heating up the rice the same way I did the other one, in the microwave. And then for the rest, we come to the stove. So, skillet, then it says to add this in with a half a cup of water. I don't think this is enough to feed my family. So there's only like 9 pieces of broccoli in here. Now you're just gonna cover it and let it cook until it's all heated through, and then we'll uncover it. Ooh, that definitely looks better than it did going in. That sauce kind of got glossy. And now all we do is just add the included sauce, which makes it saucier. So I like the amount of sauce with this one. Let that heat up for about a minute, it says, and then that's it. Okay, I have to go back in with some scissors because some of these broccolis are just too big and they don't get all the way heated through. That was fast. Let's serve it up. I would like more and better pieces of broccoli. Okay, okay, Sam's. I like this a lot. I like that the meat was delightfully tender. The broccoli still has some crunch to it, so it's not cooked to death, but it's still tender. This is an A+, and this was, well, like around $15, so I think that's cheaper than takeout. Definitely quicker than takeout. 100% worth the buy. I give it a 9.5. This one caught my eye. The seasoned Brussels sprouts, $8.17. Sounds a little pricey because I can buy this for cheaper and all you really need are like olive oil and seasonings. It saves you the trouble for probably only like a couple dollars more. So it depends on how much your time is worth, I guess. Okay, these bake at 450 degrees for 30 minutes, stirring halfway through. Brussels sprouts, anyone? Coloring looks good. Hot and steamy. The ease factor is a 10 out of 10. Now, it does look like somebody just went in here with a hacksaw and just kind of cut some of these. Why they gotta have like weird herb things going on? Basil garlic oil. They use some sort of like a store-bought dressing or like oil mixture, and that's what it tastes like. It tastes like a bottled situation that these were seasoned with. I would rather just have no herbs, you know, just salt, pepper, garlic, and oil. I had high hopes for this. 4 out of 10. Heating up another classic, stuffed bell peppers. My mom loves the Costco stuffed peppers. And I remember like, they're good, but it wasn't quite what I was expecting. So high hopes for this, Sam's. $4.98 a pound. It says 3 pounds worth of food for less than 15 bucks. Instructions say to cover this with foil, go 350 for about 30 minutes, then uncover and go another 20 to 25 minutes. These look good. They don't have a dried herb on there, so it's like, it leaves it open for if you want to garnish this yourself. Cheesy, meaty. Bell peppers are soft, but still with a little bit of crunch texture in there. Gotta go a little longer covered to soften up that pepper a little more. But the filling tastes more like what my mom used to make. It's not sweet off the bat, so it complements like that sweet pepper. A classic, simple stuffed pepper. I like that there are no green bell peppers in here. 9 out of 10. It's a great price point. Would buy. Never seen this one before. This is cheese manicotti. $11.18. Again, they have different price ranges for all of these, but overall very affordable dinner if this is good to bring to someone or for a quick like Sunday night supper. This just says $3.50 for about 30 minutes. I feel like it's gonna take longer than that, but whatever. 30 minutes, uncover, 20-ish more minutes, and we have the manicotti. We do love a cheese pull around here. I went in like, yes, and then I came, I was like, oh. More like, it's that parsley. It's the dried herb or whatever they've got going on in there, just kind of, because the tomato sauce is delicious and the pasta is cooked perfectly in here. They just use, I think, that dried herbs in there. The dried parsley is just kind of creeping in, making this, it's just like a giveaway that it's not homemade, not quite authentic. Didn't know I was such a dried herb snob, did you? I think this sits at a 7 out of 10. This is the Cobb Salad with chicken. This is definitely a deal compared to especially what you get off a salad bar or even like at a restaurant salad. $10.40 for this big old thing. Look at this salad. You get 2 whole hard-boiled eggs in here, lots of chicken, lots of bacon. Listen, I mean, you buy those, you know, those little ones that come in the produce section that are like, you know, put in your lunchbox. Those are like $5. This is way better than that. You're getting a lot more stuff in here and it's not like mystery looking. Right off the bat, I just think the onions are a little overwhelming in size. So I just want to cut those up a little bit. This is, I know, insignificant, but I feel like if you want the perfect bite in this salad, we all need to cut these up a little bit. Of course, it doesn't say what the dressing is. Oh, it's avocado. It's like an avocado vinaigrette. This is one of those times we don't want to dirty anything up. Fastest one of the day. It's got it all. It's got the blue cheese. It's got the bacon, but everything mixes in nicely where like my kids wouldn't be scared of this either. Flavoring, delicious. This is a good salad. Definitely worth the purchase. Solid 9 out of 10. From the land of chicken, I've got 2 chicken items from Sam's, starting with the Italian style herb grilled chicken breast. Everywhere has like a pre-cooked chicken situation, but a lot of times when they come pre-packaged, they taste pre-packaged, you know, like something's weird about the texture. What I do like is the price point. Okay, 11 bucks, which, you know, doesn't sound cheap, but a pack of chicken breast, boneless, skinless chicken breast is $11. It does look seasoned. Let's hope it's juicy. Look at all that dried rosemary. I'll be scraping that off. Nobody wants to see those dried up Christmas tree needles. Cutting into it. Looks good. That has the texture of real chicken. Yeah, this is just like real chicken. They marinated and grilled. They took all the work out of it for you. It is really tender and juicy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of grilled chicken for $11. Especially all you meal preppers and protein addicts. This is ideal for you. One for the rosemary. 9 out of 10, I would buy this again. Let's try the rotisserie chicken salad. So it tells you right there, this is what's made with their leftover rotisserie chickens. I remember the Costco version being really oily tasting. This doesn't look as oily. It does look a little mushy. It's better than the Costco one. It has good flavor. I don't feel the need to like doctor it up really. If I'm prepping for a party and I've got to make a ton of chicken salad, I would happily start with this and maybe, you know, zhuzh it up a little bit or use this to like stretch out my chicken. For $10.58 and you get almost 2 pounds worth. This is $5.98 a pound. Most restaurants and stuff where you get chicken salad is about 10 bucks a pound. So 7.5. Good one. You know, I gotta try out the taco kit. Coming in at under $15. We have chicken, tortillas, cheese, slaw, cilantro lime, crema, and salsa, and limes. What I do like about the whole situation is that the only thing you really have to do is heat up the chicken. And I would advise the tortillas also. Now it suggests that you can heat this up in the microwave. So that's what I'm gonna do. Now, when it comes to heating chicken in the microwave, especially already cooked and shredded chicken, cover it up. And then your microwave has a setting that's called reheat. Put it on that. Don't do cook. For however long it says, do reheat because it heats it up a little lower and slower and it doesn't dry it out. And then you can just microwave your tortillas, wrap them up in a damp paper towel, or just throw them on here. Just give them a little char flavor. It just kind of wakes them up. All right, chicken heated. Give it a little stir. Yeah, it doesn't look dried out. I feel like this is just when you really don't feel like cooking. This is what you're gonna buy. There's nothing wrong with it. I can already tell. Lime wedges were a nice touch. You'll make close to 10 with that amount of chicken. That salsa is really like smoky tasting. So is the chicken. It's like a smoky, like pulled chicken situation. I don't like love everything separately, but all together it makes a perfect bite. If I wasn't so full, I'd probably finish this taco, but I'm gonna give him, oh, what the heck. Feeling generous. 8 out of 10. For our final trick, I deserve a little treat, don't you think? It would only be fair to end this with a little shrimp cocktail. Now this looks exactly like the Costco version. I feel like theirs were always around like $17 to $20 and this is $13. Very artfully displayed except for the browning lettuce. You do want to squeeze the lemon over the shrimp, kind of freshen it up. We know these didn't just come straight out of the water. Sam's shrimp cocktail. Still delicious. When you're asked to bring an appetizer for a party for less than 15 bucks and having to do absolutely zero work, this is the one you pick up. I can't help but give it like a 9.8 out of 10 because there's just nothing wrong with it, and shrimp cocktail makes everybody happy. I have 3 words for you. I am stuffed, but I did my research and I think it was thorough. I definitely think there are lots of prepared meals at Sam's worth buying, worth trying, and some that aren't. If you try any of these, let me know what you think, and if I missed anything, let me know. What would you like to see me sample next? Cheers. Never too full for this.